Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Sportsman's Life. We are out on a hot, humid hog hunt, so...
Well, folks, being my buddy Mr. Whitetail, Larry here, thought we would share a couple of different hunting tools. Not really different, but maybe different to some folks that don't hunt with a handgun.
Well, hello, my friends. It is your old buddy Luke Clayton, and it's time for a little cooking segment. I am going to be your cameraman, and...
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Sportsman's Life. We are out on a hot, humid hog hunt, so we've got the bow all geared up here, and it's quite humid. We've got our little cooling towel here and assorted beverages back here. Got to have those going into the woods this time of year. It's just hot, so you got to be very careful. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna sit in a ladder stand tonight, just kind of get up off the ground, and maybe some breeze will kind of keep us a little bit cool. But let's see what's moving. So why don't you stick with me? Let's take a walk. We'll go get in the blind and let's have some fun. Let's go. Well, folks, that's what being unprepared is. I got into this blind minutes before that feeder went off. I didn't even get my camera set up. I was trying to videotape and get me shooting that, but I had to get the camera up high, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't hold it. There's no place to set it. I'm in a lone pine tree, a little single stand here, and so they were in and around me. They came in and they were hitting that corn hard. Well, I put the arrow in one. I don't think you got to see it, unfortunately, and I apologize for that, but I had no place to put my camera. It was just video hogs, or video a little bit of hogs and maybe get a shot. So that's what I pulled for here, get a little pork to take home with us. So anyway, if I could just stop shaking here, man, I tell you what, that was exciting. That happened so darn quick. All right. Well, let's go see what we got. I heard it hit pretty good, so let's see if we can't find some sign down there. We're sitting up in that tree just about right there just a few minutes ago, and again, we were just climbing in the stand. I was just getting set up, and unbelievable, they came right in. That feeder had literally just gone off, so as you can see, they were in here. Look at all the, I mean, they pretty much got all the corn that quickly. Quite amazing. Well, my bow is laying over here along with something else, so definitely a good hit. And again, I apologize I couldn't get the shot on that for you, but you know, these things happen. Sometimes going in, you just got to be prepared, because you just never know. It happened that quick. I got a late start into the blind because I was having some camera issues, but we got that figured out. And anyway, we were all in the blind of about maybe 2 minutes, maybe, before they came in. And they came in with a vengeance. There were a lot of nice hogs in there, but there's one that's got a hole in him. So we're gonna go back and take a look here and give it a few minutes here, but looks like a pretty darn good hit. So we can talk a little bit about blood trailing, perhaps. That's another thing I'd like to cover a little bit today. After shooting a hog like this, deer, anything, you know, you owe it to that game to find that. So you start from point A, and point B is the critter you pursue. And between this, point A, and the critter B, there's a line. And there should be some blood hopefully. If it's a good shot, you got a blood trail, you get on the blood trail, you stay on the blood trail. You always stay on the blood trail. All right, that's what we're going to try to do and see what we come up with. Whew, the humidity is killer out here. All right, let's poke our head in the woods here. Well, as you can see, my bow is right out there. The arrow is laying there. We're probably maybe 8 to 10 yards from that arrow. And I have not found any blood yet, but that's what you want to look for. So we're going to just scour this area and see if we can't find some. We know that arrow went right through them, so let's see what we can find. Well, friends, checking in. We walked a big circle. I did not find any blood, so I've been walking the trails that the hogs actually use. Very fresh, but I can't seem to find any blood. Blood trail is what you gotta have. So we're just sweeping the area here. I don't know. Well, hopefully it's not one of those nights where we don't find the animal, but those things do happen. As fast as they came in, as fast as I made that shot, oh, it's crazy. Boy, it's humid. Whew. All right, let's get on the trail. Kind of an interesting vine. Gotta stop and take in the beauty. Well, HAYDEN mid-pack is right there. Sometimes it's best to come back to the scene of the crime and look some more. So we're still looking. We've been out here probably 35 to 40 minutes looking already. So I'm gonna cut more to, I guess that's the east. So I'm gonna cut out more to the east and see what I can see that way. I thought he went a little bit west and south, but without a blood trail, it's hard to tell where they went. All right, hang with me. Well, folks, we are back. I have walked a long way. Mosquitoes are starting to come out now, and I've circled and circled and looked for blood. Followed every hog trail into that area. I've done just about everything I can. I looked closer at that arrow. I don't know, it looked like it might have been maybe just a tad high and maybe just a little bit back, but it still should have been there. I would have thought for sure we would have seen something, but sometimes that's how it is. You know, we have fun with these shows, but it's not always about getting an animal. Getting out here, I tell you what, it's hot. I am ready for a shower and like some barbecue or something. So I think I'm gonna give it one more sweep here, and certainly if we find it, we'll come back. If not, we're gonna go on to other fun and exciting stuff. I know Luke's got some stuff coming up that's gonna be yummy, so stay tuned for that. I'm taking a hike. Checking out.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. TAURUS Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
Well, folks, being my buddy Mr. Whitetail, Larry here, thought we would share a couple of different hunting tools. Not really different, but maybe different to some folks that don't hunt with a handgun or a big bore air rifle. You know, this is a Texan 45 caliber that pressures up. This tank pressures up to 3,600, just a little over that PSI. A lot of pressure. Simple operation. You just put I use these Swage bullets. Right. Nielsen specialty ammo. This is a 240 grain. People think about an air gun, you know, pellet, but you can't see it. It's a little bit far, but that's 240 grains, Larry. So I've killed deer, axis deer. I killed a nice buck with it. Something different. I'm gonna be doing a lot of hunting with this Texan this year. You know.
Well, the beauty of it is you can actually now hunt with air guns in
Yes.
Texas and a lot of other states. And if you go to the Pyramid Air, is it pyramidair.com?
Yes,
Go to pyramidair.com and you can punch a little click or whatever you call those things. It'll take you to a listing of all the different states that tells you what the legalities are in that area for caliber size, for velocities, all those kind of things. So the air gun hunting thing has really blossomed in the last few years.
It's big time. And you know, Larry, I think folks that most folks know that Mr. Whitetail, a lot of my buddies when I'm talking to them about They say, you and Larry and Jeff, or y'all were out hunting? I said, oh yeah, we have a big time. Now, and some people that maybe the younger crowd, is that gentleman that hunts with a handgun? And I said, that's the gentleman that hunts with a handgun. That's the handgun that you hunt with, isn't it?
Well, over the years, I've hunted with a lot of different handguns, to be very frank with you. For years, I shot a lot of the Thompson Center Encores, and or actually started out with the Contender many years ago, the single shots. But also have always loved, I kind of grew up watching Westerns. And everybody back then packed a 6-gun, and it kind of looked like this. You took this off right here, and some of those guys were fabulous shots. Some of them actually were good shots. But it was amazing what they could do with a handgun in certain situations of shooting a long way out there, and whatever they were shooting at or whoever they were shooting at, would fall. But the thing about it is, this is no different with this short barrel than that long barrel. It's where that barrel's pointed when you pull the trigger is where the bullet goes. So that's one of the reasons that you always want to be very cognizant of which way the barrel's pointed. You'll notice Luke's is pointed up, mine's pointed this way. You never point a barrel or a gun at anything you don't intend to do bodily harm to. So this happens to be a Ruger Blackhawk in a 44 mag, and one of my favorite handguns. I've got several of them, quite frankly, but the 44 mag is an extremely good, potent. It's not the most powerful handgun in the world, as a movie did several years ago with Clint Eastwood. But the 44 mag to me on game, which I love to shoot, this particular one right here, it's got a Trijicon RMR sight on it, which is a red dot sight. Quite frankly, if I do my part right at 50 yards, it'll be in the same hole. If I do my part right at 100 yards, it'll be pretty much in the same hole. I recently was doing some things with Safari Classic, and one of their cameramen, the young man, Cameron, I do some stuff with now, he'd never shot a pistol. And I said, well, let's just shoot at this thing. So I showed him a little bit of thing. I said, took the bullets out, taught him how to pull the hammer, because this is a single action, which means you have to cock the hammer before you pull the trigger. Double action, you can cock the hammer back, and fire, pull the trigger, or you can simply just pull the trigger and do that. But this happens to be a single action, so I showed him, talked to him about single action, set up a target at 100 yards. The first shot was about 1.5 inches above the bull. The second shot was right next to it, and then the rest of the 4 shots were in those same holes.
Is that right?
So, I mean, these things are extremely accurate. They're fun to hunt with. Takes a little practice getting used to. This could be, put a scope on this one with the long eye release scope. I like this one because it's very quick, and I can get on target really well, very, very quick. And again, I feel, even with this particular sight, I feel comfortable out to hunting deer, easily out to 50 to 75 yards.
Yeah, that's mostly what you're going to shoot.
And I'll stretch the barrel out to 100, but beyond that, you start losing downrange energy.
Exactly.
And I will tell you this, I've never shot a 44 mag that didn't absolutely dearly love Hornady's 240 grain XTP. Absolutely a fantastic, accurate bullet, and it does great when you hit that animal. Puts the animal down very quickly. Shot a lot of deer with it, shot hogs with it. The biggest thing I've shot with these in a 44 mag is a huge body delt. So it's one of those, try it. Get out and try it. You look for the hand, or you look to the air gun, try something a little bit different.
A little different, yeah. Yep.
And if you're looking for something a little bit different, run out there and grab you a good Super Blackhawk, or a Blackhawk in a Ruger in a 44 mag, and this happens to be a wagon, W-E-I-G-A-N-D mount that you can go on the internet and find.
Never seen that, Larry.
And
that's,
so it's designed
solid,
specifically for this style.
Very solid, yeah.
Very, it's got like a Picatinny rail on top.
Yeah.
But with scope, or with this, you're talking about, after shooting a little bit and getting used to it, and shooting from a good solid rest whenever you're hunting, you're talking about up to 100 yard handgun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. And knowing the limitation is that, or an air rifle, a lot of people ask me, well, how the air rifle thing is so new to so many people. It really is. How far out do you well, I know people that shoot with mil dots, and they shoot accurately out to 200 yards. But for me, I've killed several bunches of hogs, and you know, I always try to get within 75 yards.
Right.
I will take a 100-yard shot, and I feel comfortable with it. But 500 foot-pounds of energy with these big bullets, 75 yards, 100 yards, they're a game getter. I mean, they will. That buck, a big whitetail, good-sized whitetail last year, he went probably 10 yards. The shot placement again. I mean, you know, that gets a little old, but it's true. If you take this gun a marginal shot, it's not going to do what a 7 mag or a 300 Win mag's going to do, but you put it where it needs to go, and it works. You know, I'm sure same with a handgun.
It is exactly the same. One of the things you mentioned is, to me, whatever you're using, whether it's a bow, crossbow, air gun, muzzleloader, pistol, traditional rifle, shotgun, learn the capabilities of that particular firearm or bow or whatever you're using, and then learn your capabilities with it. The kill shot on being the vital areas on most game animals is about 6 to 8 inches. So to me, as long as you can consistently hit within the center of that 6 to 8 inch circle,
right,
that once you cross beyond that to where you're hitting peripherally, that's the maximum distance you should ever shoot.
Yeah.
Back off that a little bit until, again, you know that you're putting them in a spot just about that big.
That's right. It reminds me, Larry, of Robert Rourke. You know, I've read his books many times. He was talking about he wasn't really impressed with someone. It's fine that could shoot gnats off a wall at 100 yards. He wants to know that they could put it in a 4-inch circle at 10 yards. And you've hunted a lot of dangerous game. I bet you would concur on that, right?
You're exactly right. I mean, and to back off a little bit from that, I've been around with a lot of different people who were Olympic style or Olympic shooters.
Yeah.
And particularly on the bow side, and they could put one in, they could shoot aspirin at 50 yards all day long, it seemed like. And yet when we put a white-tailed deer in front of them, they would shoot toward the deer.
Yes, yes.
I mean, there's something that becomes into play when that adrenaline starts picking up. It's totally different. But you're right. I love Rourke stuff. They wrote one of the books that he wrote with short stories about hunting called "Use Enough Gun." It was published after he passed away. But you use enough gun. You know the capabilities of it. You know shot placement. And if you know the right shot placement, and you can consistently put something within that vital zone of heart and lung area, you're going to be successful.
You're going to be. You mentioned the bow. For about 6 or 7 years, a buddy of mine, Larry, my friend, we outfitted up at archery elk and bear hunts, and it's so wild. An elk coming up. I mean, I've seen so many wild things that bow hunters do, and I've done some under dire stress, some rather things you wouldn't normally do. But I've seen them actually look at an elk and it's like, is this an elk? Is it really happening? And then the arrow just starts gyrating. But it's all good. You can't prep yourself enough for a hunt. Whether you're hunting with a handgun or a bow or a muzzleloader or whatever, you need to know your capabilities, like you say, Larry. And go have fun. Put some meat in the freezer.
Absolutely, and make a tremendous amount of memories while you're out there doing it. You won't even have to try to make memories because they're going to occur just by themselves.
That's right, Larry.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Air Force Air Guns, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, Pyramid Air, Gear the Hunt, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, Smoke and Tex, Striper Express, TRHP Outdoors, and Ultramatic Feeders. Conservation Today is brought to you by HAYDEN Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HAYDENOutdoors.com to find or sell your farm, ranch, or recreational property.
Something else to consider if you're buying a ranch, you don't want to get a place, you want to make sure the zoning's correct. In other words, there's certain areas that there's a big development and you think you're buying a 50 or 80 acre piece of property, so you should be able to do what you want to, but the covenants may not allow it. There's other areas that the zoning, you have to have 20 acres to be able to bow hunt. I lived in a place in Virginia for a little while where you actually could bow hunt on 3 acres. And there were so many deer in the area, my wife's nephews actually took their first $2 on 3 acres. So sometimes it doesn't take a real big piece of property, especially for whitetails, but make sure that it's allowable. Because if you don't ask the right questions, you spend, a pile of money, get to the place, and you end up with a ticket for shooting a buck and no place to hunt. So that's not what you want.
Well, hello, my friends. It is your old buddy Luke Clayton, and it's time for a little cooking segment. I am going to be your cameraman and cook on this little segment. What we're going to call this thing, let's just call it a good Mexican dish. What do you say? We're going to smoke this mixture. Now, if you look real close, we've got some really good venison cubed up in here. This is round steak of a deer, buck I shot last year. Some Roma tomatoes right out of the garden. Love Roma tomatoes, and some onion chopped up, and down in there I have a couple, actually 3 cloves of garlic chopped. So what we're going to do is smoke this first. We're going to put this in the smoking Texas electric smoker, and we're going to smoke it with some hickory wood, tomatoes and all, vegetables and all, for about 45 minutes. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with it. We can make soup, we can make guisado, we can do a lot of things with it, but I'm going to show you how we actually put this awesome flavor to use here in just a little bit. So let's go put it in the smoker, and I'll be back with you and probably just let it smoke for about 45 minutes. Okay, and we'll friends, resume. Here is our ingredients after spending about 45 minutes on the smoker. I do wish we had smell-o-vision, because this smoked flavor, the tomatoes, the onions, of course the venison, is all highly smoked, with not over smoked, but it's got a great smoked flavor. Look at that venison. Now everything is done, but it's not where I want it. What I'm going to do next is put it on the couch stove, the burner, and I'm going to reduce all this down. It is important for you to know that I use the Fiesta fajita seasoning on here on the meat before I put it in. I forgot to tell you about that. But we're going to reduce it down, get everything into a good thick consistency, and then we're going to probably apply this to some flour tortillas and let you take a look at it. Pretty simple Mexican fare though, folks. Here is our finished product, all cooked down to a thick consistency. You can see all the onion and all the stuff in. The only thing that I haven't told you, I put some of my pre-smoked chipotle peppers in this while it was cooking down. You can see little bits of the chipotle in there, but it's very, very flavorful. I wish you could taste it, folks. Now, if you're down in Mexico hunting at an old hunting camp, this is the type of food you're subject to be served for a noontime meal. Here it is on some tortillas. What I'm going to do is wrap these things up, and then wrap them up in this foil and take them out, and we'll have them on our next hunting trip. When we head out this afternoon, we'll be able to consume these along with a bunch more that we're going to make. Folks, I hope you enjoyed our little show. Nothing fancy about it, but this is about as real Mexican food as you can get.
We want to thank you for joining us here on this week's episode. Please join us right back here next week for another exciting adventure on A Sportsman's Life.